What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Karma Miller Innocent.
Hey everybody, I am Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And today we are telling you guys to take it one step at a time. No need to rush. You got all the time. Well, not a whole lot of time, but you got time. You're still on Earth. You got your time. So, life can sometimes feel overwhelming. Okay, most of the time, life can feel very overwhelming. And
Sure.
by breaking things down and focusing on small steps and, take a little baby steps, you can achieve a lot of things. We can achieve a lot of things.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen. So, what do we want to ask them to do before we get into the topic?
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our shows on YouTube, and follow us on all social media platforms. And I Wisdom Girl, Wise Woman, and send this to a friend. They need to hear this.
Yes. Amen to that. Amen. Well, we have a wonderful show today, and we're going to dig deep a little bit as much as time will allow us to. There are 3 things we want to talk to you about from the onset as it relates to taking one step at a time. And the first thing that you really need to do when you think about, taking these steps is to embrace the journey, embrace the journey. Don't try to rush through things. Don't try to, get to the finish line as quickly as you can, because there is a reason why we have to take steps. There's a reason why embracing the journey, embracing the process is what we need to do. Because if you move too quickly, then you're going to miss all of the wisdom, all of the learning, all of the things along the way that you are supposed to learn before you even get to the finish line. What you think about it, Wisdom Girl?
You're not lying. You have to accept the fact that some things take a little longer than others.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of things that take a little bit longer, like how, I don't know. I don't know what's a good example. I'm going to use food. Mac and cheese takes longer than eggs.
A lot longer, yes.
A lot longer, like an hour or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just have to accept that fact that things are not going to come like this.
Yeah.
Like, there's things you have to work for. Most of the things you have to work for. And you just have to accept that journey, because next thing you know, you may never have to worry about a bill again. You have to accept that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's just like what we are doing here with Wisdom Girl, Wise Woman. We can't just race to where we know we're going to get to and not take the steps along the journey, because we're going to miss the learning points. We're going to miss the things that are going to help build us, help grow us, help expand us, if we just try to rush to the end. And you know what? I just thought about something. Even when we rush to the end, we don't know how to get there. We still don't know how to get there. Imagine you map out a trip from where you live to, let's say, California. Okay, North Carolina.
Okay. We need some small town things.
Okay, North Carolina. You got to map it out and know where you're going and go through each state, each town, gas up where you're supposed to before you get to North Carolina.
Exactly.
You can't get there. Otherwise, you're gonna miss steps, and then you're gonna be exhausted and tired, and purpose is gonna be thrown out the window.
On top of that, when you get there, you're not even gonna know what to do with it. Because cause then like all those things, like it's just like, hey, let's use that example. You never stopped. You never went to. If you're going to North Carolina from, let's say New York, you didn't stop at Virginia. You didn't. You were sleeping in you were driving nonstop. You barely got to do anything because you were sleeping, because you just rushed through it. You never really stopped to have fun, to go to the park or something like that. On top of that, like I said, you don't even know what you're gonna do. So like I said, if you're not gonna worry about a bill again, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna have any ideas because you never went through the struggle for it.
Come on, wisdom girl.
Because then you just sound like a brat. And honestly, when you just rush through things, you're gonna lose more things than you're actually gonna gain.
Yeah, that's the truth. That is the truth.
If you rush through them, if you rush through that dream house without actually putting in any work or whatever, you're gonna actually lose a lot of blessings, because then it's gonna all go to your head. Don't even say they're just not gonna go to your head. Be for real.
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna be flaunting it off to people who don't have much, who still live in who still live in, I don't know, apartment buildings that are not penthouse buildings, not penthouse, or who live in low grade neighborhoods. You're gonna be flaunting it off. You're probably gonna be driving in your new Lamborghini or Bugatti. Be for real. You're gonna God's just gonna be sitting looking over you like, oh, she thinks she got it all. I'm gonna move on to the next person. Like, listen, I know God's gonna be there for. I know God's gonna be here for. I'm not even gonna count, because I stopped after Killian, even though there's like I'm not doing all that. I know God's gonna live for many more years. But God got no time to waste. There's other people who need Him. The life does not revolve.
Come on.
God is not only for you.
That's so true. And then when we rush through it, we miss the value of the journey. We don't appreciate it.
Like I said, you're gonna be flaunting off being over here ungrateful. You probably gonna lose money, then you're probably gonna be making it.
Come on, you better.
And then you'll be right back where you started.
You better throw that wisdom out there. That is the truth. Yes. Yep. And we can stay there for a long time with that one. So you have to embrace the journey. Again, we're talking about taking one step at a time. Second thing, after in addition to, maybe not after, but in addition to embracing the journey, you got to set realistic goals. And that kind of goes along with what Wisdom was just talking about.
Yeah, say something realistic. Yes. I know there's some things that we said and that we say that are not very realistic. Like, but it's very, very different. When you become that age that God has to let you go, like when you graduate college, now that's when God lets you go. It's like, I'm kind of sad. Like, it's like, it's very, God gets very annoyed because with parents, with earthly parents, you're finally out of their house. They don't gotta cook for you no more, unless see you at Thanksgiving, see you at Christmas. But God's sitting there dealing with your nonsense.
That's true.
So you're just like he can't just let you go. Because you did a lot of things for him, but at the same time you really annoyed him and he really wanted to do some things.
You know what? Before you go on, people don't realize that. Like we say God is a loving God, and yes, He absolutely is. But God does get annoyed
too. He gets annoyed too. Okay.
He gets annoyed with us. Yes. He's
as much as a earthly parent as much as he is a heavenly parent. He gets annoyed. Yeah. There's several times where he had to spank you, and you just refuse to admit it. He spanked me several times, but those were for little things. and plus, all the things I did was like I was like a child. I was like 2 or 3 when I thought God was a human. Unfortunately, so. I thought he
Wow.
wasn't
I never
stupid. I
heard
thought
that.
he wasn't stupid.
I never
But at the
heard this
same time, I
statement.
wasn't wrong though. I wasn't wrong. I thought the Lord and God were two different people. And then I
Well,
thought
you
they
know
were
what?
human. But he gave
We
me a
don't
small
even have
stick
time
because
to
at the same
unpack
sense
that
I
one.
wasn't wrong.
No,
Jesus,
no,
I
you
mean
were
Jesus
not.
was
You were
technically
not.
I wasn't wrong. I
No,
wasn't
you
as
weren't.
wrong.
You weren't. You weren't.
Yeah.
So you have to get. You really have to set realistic goals. You can't just, think that you're gonna in 3 months. Once you go into school, 3 months, you're gonna be that attorney. You're gonna be that teacher. No, boo. It
Be
takes.
for
It,
real. Be
set realistic.
realistic here.
Yeah, and
I
something
mean,
that you can achieve. You know why? Because if you set unrealistic goals, something that's so far beyond you, when you can't reach it, it's gonna do something to you emotionally and mentally. So why do that? Set the goals that you make it a
also,
challenge. Go ahead.
also, I'm sorry to cut you off, but there's
No,
something just
no.
popped in my brain. Something just popped up in my brain.
Uh-huh.
You know, when y'all kids, I'm 11 and a half. When y'all
Okay,
kids
go ahead.
were
Lord, you
like
love to hit on us. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would say like 2 to 7, 2 to 8 maybe.
Okay.
Probably 2 to 10. They would be like, "Oh, I wish I had a pet unicorn."
Wait,
I
who
said things
who
like
said
that too.
that?
I did.
Oh, okay, okay.
I,
We
w-
can
I
have
wish I had a
unicorns
pet.
one
I wish
day.
I had a pet unicorn. I wish I had a pet mermaid. I wish I had a pet
You did say that. You
centaur
did. Yeah.
or whatever. Y'all can
And it
get mad
wasn't.
at us, but at the same time, you guys are
Uh-huh.
talking about some. If I had this, then I would be able to do this. Work with what you got.
You right about that. You right.
Work with what you
That
got.
those
And it's
realistic goals. Work with what you got. You
exactly
right.
work with what you got, because it's not
Yeah.
gonna be a reality if you don't put in the work with what you got so far.
Right.
Like you
And
cannot
you.
say, I want to learn how to build and say, oh, if
Mhm.
I had another dresser to build, when you got mad screws, fix
Ooh,
something.
girl.
Like fix something. Build a
that
tree.
that is.
Grow a tree.
Listen.
That counts as building.
Hold on. You done said something really deep right there. You got the screws, you got the screwdriver. So build something. Like use what you have. Use what you have, and then you will see. So you will be able to reach those goals. The goals might be get the screws. Another goal might be get the screwdriver. Another goal might be learn how to take the screwdriver and drill the screw into the wood. Those steps,
Exactly.
and before you know it, you got the building or whatever
Listen,
it is you're trying to
listen.
build.
Like we all have that one TV we want to mount in our house. Like
Yeah,
let's be, you talk about you say I want to build something, mount your TV. You cannot say I want to build a house, I want to build a dresser when you haven't even
right.
learned how to get Legos. Practice with Legos. Get some
Girl,
Legos, get some building blocks. Watch
you
Bob
know
the
what?
Builder.
We could take what you're saying and unpack it in so many different ways because I really do believe I appreciate what you're saying in a real way because we do set goals that really are unrealistic because we don't have the capacity to get there. We don't have the knowledge and we don't even learn it, to get there. You know what I'm saying? We oh man, okay. Wait, let's give some shout outs really quickly. We want to shout out Tanisha Hibbler, for always checking in on us, always coming in with the show or tuning in every Saturday. We want to shout out our producer, Martin Christie, for hanging out with us today. Sunday's best, all the way from Aruba. She is watching. Yes. We want to shout out my daughter, your mama, Kenya Miller, who's in the house, and all of you who haven't typed in the chat. Thank you so much. We want to shout out, yes, my other child, my other daughter, Fatima Sharp, watching from South Carolina. Thank y'all so much We appreciate you and everybody who's on YouTube. And we're going to get it right. And we're going to start with another device on YouTube so we can see who's watching on YouTube. But thank y'all so much for tuning in today. All right. So we got to, when we talk about taking one step at a time, we got to embrace the journey. We got to set realistic goals. What's the third one we have to do, Wisdom Girl?
Celebrate progress.
I like that.
Now, this is a deep one. Got something to say. It's might hurt someone's feelings, but like I said, every show, I don't care because you know it's the truth. Truth hurts.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
I'm scared.
When we celebrate, okay, you say, let's say, okay, I'm gonna use me as an example. I want to be an actress, right?
Okay.
I've been in a short film, and I've been in plays.
Yeah.
I've celebrated that several times.
Yes.
I've done several times. But I've celebrated it. But for some reason, it's just sometimes I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
You cannot move to the next level of what you want to do if you cannot celebrate where you came so far from.
That is truth. And that's wisdom.
Because then you're not gonna elevate. Because then it's like you're ungrateful because you haven't even celebrated what God has gotten you through.
Right. Yes. Yep. Oh, I love that. Because a lot of times we want to get somewhere, we want to reach that goal so bad that we don't appreciate, like you said, where we've already been, what our accomplishments were, what we've already accomplished. And we're busy complaining or having a down day, like I call it Debbie Downer, being a Debbie Downer, when all we have to do is celebrate the accomplishments, celebrate the goals, those steps that we've already met.
It sounds so hard, but like it don't even have to be a party. It could be like you could treat yourself to some coffee, treat yourself to some Starbucks, in a cafe, or order some pizza for yourself.
Yeah,
order a small pizza from Domino's for yourself.
Yeah,
with some wings. And cinnamon twist, I think it was, for yourself.
Okay. And you know what?
Soda for yourself. And a nice movie for only you to watch.
Okay, I know.
Or get some popcorn for yourself.
Watch for yourself.
It's not that bad
for yourself.
Treat yourself to a spa day for yourself.
What you could do to help you along the way to remember to celebrate your steps is write everything down. Y'all know I'm a big proponent on this. Write everything down. Keep a journal, right? Engage in self-reflection, your achievements, every step that you've taken, and you know that you've met that step, you've reached that goal, you reached that mantle. Give yourself a congratulations, a check mark, a star, like they do in school, whatever you have to do so that you can see how you have been moving forward and how you have been taking one step at a time.
Exactly.
I love that.
Also, like, do you know there's these apps where you can make your own routine? You could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though most of us tell the truth, shame the devil, we don't know how to work our phones. I barely know how to work some of my devices, so I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I get confused, or sometimes I forget something about the device. Perfectly okay. Even I do that. But let us be honest about it. And I'll be like, I know what I'm doing. 2 hours later, you're still trying to find out what is going on with your device or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfectly okay. Just you can write it down on paper and make a checklist on paper and put it up on your mirror, on your wall.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So let me read some of the things that are showing up in the chat. Kenya, your mama, my daughter, she says it takes time. Absolutely. It absolutely takes time. Auntie Fatima says to you, wisdom girl, happy pre-birthday, wise girl. You got a
Thank
birthday
you.
coming up on Monday.
I do have a birthday
Auntie
coming up.
Lisa said you were making him hungry, when you were describing the whole food process. You're
Yeah,
making
I
him
was hungry too. I regret that now.
hungry. And Sister Tanisha says, thank you, WGWW, for that reminder to celebrate your steps no matter how big or small. And that is absolutely right. That's exactly what we are
That's
saying.
what we're here for. We're doing our
Yep.
job.
There you go. All right. So Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6 from the easy to read version. Y'all know we like to dig up different versions here on the show so that you can understand what God is trying to say. And it says, trust the Lord completely. Don't depend on your own knowledge. You don't have to depend on you and how you think you're supposed to get there. Depend on him. With every step you take, did y'all hear that? With every step you take, you have to take steps. Think about what he wants, and he will help you go the right way. I love that because
When you read the first sentence,
huh?
when you were saying trust the Lord completely, and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, you don't have to. And when you were saying that you don't have to go it alone, it reminded me of my sermon. Father knows
Okay.
best tonight, and I was saying, remember, every decision you make is a
Mm-hmm.
team effort.
It
You may be,
is.
you
It
may
is.
be, you, you may be the only earthly person, but that doesn't mean you're the
Mm-hmm.
only person spiritually.
There you
Also,
go.
yeah, and then I used that example of War Room, and she was like, "Don't forget to leave out Jesus." People always leaving out Jesus.
Right. People always leaving out Jesus. War Room, one of our favorite movies that we talk about all
That's
the
my
time.
favorite movie.
Yes,
It's not one of them. It's my favorite.
Depend on the Lord and his steps, follow his process. And I promise you, when you take those steps the way God is telling you to take the steps, you're going to get to where God is taking you. Just make sure that you're following his plan, his roadmap. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Sometimes we do it to ourselves. We make it so complicated, and it's really not that complicated, you
Yeah, it's not.
know?
It's not that deep. Like
No. And
it's
every
really
road
not.
is not straight. Some roads are zigzagging. So get on it. Get dizzy for the Lord. Get dizzy.
Get dizzy. Get dizzy. That doesn't mean you. Oh snap! Something just popped up in my head.
Yeah.
It's so confusing when it does it. It's so annoying. Love it. When you're saying get on the zigzag ride,
Mm-hmm.
just because it has zigzags doesn't mean that you're gonna fall off the ride.
Oh, come on, girl. Yes.
It it doesn't mean you're
Just
gonna
because
fall
it's
off.
zigzag. Wait, hold on. Halt. Just because it zigzags, it does not mean you're going to fall off the ride. We can
I
close
mean,
the show.
it's very different when you're at an amusement park, though. Very different. There's a big possibility, but we're not talking about amusement park.
Well, yeah, don't scare people. It's summertime. People want to get on roller coasters. Don't do that.
Except the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is probably one of the safest rides to go on.
Yeah.
Go
But
on the
anyway,
Ferris wheel, you guys. It's very safe.
this is coming from the one who is terrified of rides at the
I'm not
amusement park.
absolutely terrified. I'm only terrified of the ones that I feel like not going on, but I'm forced into going on them.
Okay.
But I will gladly go on the Ferris wheel, though. Take me on the Ferris wheel anytime.
But that's
I would love to go on that
rounding.
one.
Wait, hold on. We don't want y'all to get on the Ferris wheel when you trying to reach your goals, because the Ferris wheel just goes round and
Go
around.
around and around.
I'd rather you get on the roller coaster. At least it's going somewhere.
Yeah, up and down, up and down, up
Yeah.
and down.
All right. We got some quotes for today, Wisdom Girl. What are they?
First off, we got unknown, and this quote is so deep. It says, "Focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase."
Come on. Come
I mean,
on. Focus on
I
the
feel like that
step.
ties to me because I'm always worried about the whole staircase. Like screw the step. Look at all this stuff I gotta go through.
Yeah.
God, you really want me to go through this? Like I'm only 11 and a
A
half.
lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. We focus on the whole staircase. I mean, the whole staircase, rather than that step that's in front of us. Guilty here as well. All right, what's the second one?
All right, John F. Kennedy. Now this one sounds very. This is very. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. Yes, I am
Wait, say
also.
what did he say? Say it again.
Every accomplishment.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, I love this one. Starts with the decision to try. You're
He was
eating.
wild.
I mean, also, like he said when the first man was launched into space, you know, he was giving a whole speech or whatever, because that's what the presidents do. Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear a speech every day. But he said something like, "We don't try things because they are easy. We try them because they are hard."
Yes. He ate. Did I use that word right? He ate. Okay, never mind. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get this lingo with these young kids today. All right.
I mean, it just sounds better when not generation that
I know.
like
I know.
when y'all say bomb.com, it sounds so much better coming from you guys.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like,
So stay out of your lingo, your generation's lingo. I get it.
In your language, you know, stay
Okay.
in that, stay in your slang. Even though I would definitely prefer the older people's slang than ours, because I think they're really cool and they're just, I mean, it's the same.
Can't tell you. All right,
Not
what is the
really.
last one? Because we almost.
Okay, so the last quote is,
my favorite.
"Do what you can with what you have where you are." Theodore Roosevelt. Okay.
I love that.
I kind of expected that. I'm gonna be for. I expected something like that to be said by Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, I love that. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And that's about taking steps. You know, if you can't do it right now, that's not your step. Just take the steps that you're supposed to take, and eventually you will get there. You'll reach your goal. Come on, Theodore Roosevelt. All right. All right, bosom girl, we are done.
Alright. Well, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell on YouTube.
Ding.
Follow us on all social media platforms.
Yes.
You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. And then on Instagram and Facebook.com.
My bad.
Oh yeah, totally.
You just told me that already. Okay.
And follow us on our website at www.wisdomgirlwisewoman.com.
She told me to stay in my lane earlier. I promise. I'm a
I did? When?
Yeah. Talking about the language.
Oh.
Displaying.
.com.
So .com. So we thank y'all so much for being here today. It was a great show. Thank y'all for tuning in from all these different places. You have blessed us today. We definitely will see you next week. We got a surprise for you next week. So make sure you come back. Make sure you tune in, same channel, same time, same place, kind of, sort of. And we want to make sure that you wise up,
live,
and prosper. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.